What's up, guys? This is K&M Live. We're back in here again. We got a little video here where there's a lady explaining about um like the requirements or like the stipulations that comes um that I guess women have to deal with when it comes to like choosing a partner, which I thought was fairly interesting. I've heard these kind of points before, but we're gonna let her cook for a little bit, and then we gonna cook back. Let's go.
One of the biggest lessons I ever learned, or harshest realities I ever, had to come to, is realizing that men do not care about your accomplishments as a woman. They don't care about your education. They don't care about your degrees. They don't care about how much money you're making. They don't care about, what businesses you're running. They don't care about any of that stuff.
Or just not figuring it out.
Kind of late, but continue.
If they do not find you attractive, they will not go out of their way for you whatsoever. They will walk right past you to a beautiful woman. And the thing about it is, the sooner you like realize that and accept it, you won't even get like offended by it. Like, because the thing about it, men and women are just wired differently. A real man doesn't really have to care what a woman has going on. If he has, money, if he has education, all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's not like you can't even really fault it. Like, men have the luxury because for the most part across, I don't even know if I go as far as saying like across the world, but for the most part in most communities, men make more money than women. So they have the luxury of being able to date for things outside of stability, you know, even general, sometimes even compatibility. They can date for whatever reason they want to, whereas women, like, sometimes we're looking for other stuff. We can have $1 million in the bank. A lot of women would still want a man that
Makes two
has more
million.
money than them or has something equal or something similar. I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women, because they're just scared, they know it makes them an easy target for men that are leeches and moochers and just want to use them. But
So what do y'all call yourself when y'all do the same thing? What do we call y'all? Wives. I ain't gonna say that. What do y'all call yourselves when y'all do that to dudes? It's the same ordeal. Dudes got to deal with the same thing. It's just that's why this whole y'all being able to work and get the same pay as us, I'm all for that, because now I want to see what excuses y'all gonna make when y'all can't maintain the life of being an adult. And we're seeing tons of videos that expose that. So I'm happy. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here to see it, bro. 2024 destruction. Let's go.
men, they just are wired differently. They can go after what's beautiful. So realizing that as a woman, I also had to come to the other harsh reality of what my grandmother told me when I was like maybe 14 or 15. She told me that you have to maintain your appearance as a woman until the day you die. And I know some of y'all are thinking like, well, damn, Taylor, you didn't listen. I don't wear makeup all the time, but I still kind of feel like I'm put together. I always have good hygiene. I always maintain, a certain level of fitness. Y'all know my mother died. She had a stroke when I was 13. So I always try to maintain a certain level of fitness. But she told me that you have to be it all, or like you have to, like, you can be funny, you can be smart, you can be strong, you can be, like all of these other things, but you can never neglect your appearance in the process. And
That's very
coming to
true.
that realization, like, wow, as a woman, you always have to maintain your appearance because it's just, there's so much currency in a woman's appearance.
That
And I'm
is
gonna
your
tell you one other
currency.
thing. My grandmother is 94 years old. She's a woman who's always taking care of herself physically. She always told me, don't let your kids stress you out. Don't let your husband stress you out. Don't let your job stress you out. And I'm telling you right now, Every time I go out with my grandmother, she always gets compliments on her looks. People never believe her age. She gets hit on by men at 94 years old. She's still getting hit on, which is crazy to me, but it happens. And I
No, she got it
understand
like that.
now that like beautiful women are always going to have options.
Facts.
Okay? So like at the very most, a man who can get a beautiful
Somewhat.
woman that's also smart, funny, and all that other stuff, he's gonna feel like he hit the jackpot. But if you're a woman that never really puts much effort into their appearance, you don't maintain your fitness, you don't really, try to dress in a way that's, where you at least look polished. You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to look like a Barbie doll. Some people prefer a more natural look. You don't have to have
I
a
agree.
super exaggerated body or anything like that either. But if you don't look put together or they don't find you attractive, it's hard, like dating. It is. And like I said, men are just wired differently. They're built differently. They have the luxury of being able to date just for looks, whereas women, we're looking for more than that. Okay? So if you're a woman that has money, education, can provide for themselves, all of this kind of stuff, but you don't do anything to maintain your appearance, unfortunately, you're going to attract sometimes the wrong men. I see it all the time.
Demons
Like,
coming out.
Well, you would think in 2024 with all this access to social media, the information flying through. I mean, a lot of people don't retain it because it's moving so fast, but you would think that would be understood by now. I mean, it's very apparent that like we're judged differently. That's why when they say that we're equal, I'm like, we're not. No, we're not equal. We're judged differently. Not saying one's better than the other, but we have our own different roles to play when it comes to society. And then this shows. It just goes to show, But they're also, the girls who are going to disagree with her, they're going to say, there's always a guy out there that's going to like you no matter what you look like. Well, that is true. But at the same time, is it the guy that you want? That's where the conversation changes immediately. Now the stipulation starts to come in. So, what she's saying, she's absolutely on point. I want to say something, but I want to let her keep explaining herself. You got anything you want to harp on?
you might attract the pretty men, but you're gonna have to take care of them physically, financially, all of that kind of stuff. They will mooch off of you. They will lie to you. They will abuse
So
you.
nah,
they will
baby,
do
I
all
want to
of
talk
this
to
other
that
stuff to
girl.
try to control your
Let me borrow that car.
Sounds like she went through that.
finances. They will splurge on other women on your dime. I've seen it happen. Okay? And ask any woman who's maybe had an extreme like weight loss or done something to their self physically. Like for instance, maybe they got their teeth done, maybe they changed their hair, maybe they got their breasts done, maybe they got like a liposuction, something like that. Ask them if their quality of men or the type of men that they attracted once they made those physical changes changed. Ask them. And the thing about it is, it made me sick to my stomach, like coming to this realization, because I've always been a woman that prided herself on being like smart, and I think that I'm funny, and I think that I have a lot of things going on for me, but men just do not care about stuff like that. They really don't. Like I said, you have to either have both or just be beautiful. You can't have all of this stuff and not be attractive. Because men will, like I said, they will walk right past you. Unless they're the type that is going to mooch and just take advantage.
So it's crazy how there's no, they like in her mind, there's no in between options. And in her mind, they can't be just a regular guy out there who has a regular job, who's into you, who may not be high value or may not be one of those upper class dudes, but he's the right fit for you. But you don't want that. Now he's a bum. Now he's a moocher. Now he's a 50-50 guy. Now he's the struggle man. Now he's this. Now he's all these excuses that now you want to make, and it's like in her mind, it doesn't exist that there are regular dudes that do want that, that are okay with that, that they don't have to have the most beautiful chick. Because first of all, most guys already understand, if you're a wise man, you already understand that beautiful chicks are expensive. They're just like cars, just like luxury cars. You just wanna drive them and have fun with it for the time being, but you don't want to own one. Like nobody wants to own that. Like what? Like imagine all the dudes that are gonna be coming after her. You're just a replacement to her. What's his name? Stephen A. Smith. Remember that video? He says you want a smooth 7.5. That's where you want to be at.
That seems to be a lot of people are saying that the best version to get a woman is at a 7.
Yeah.
Sweet spot.
Just so shallow. It's disgusting. Like,
okay, but what do you say about the women who say all men under 6 feet should just off themselves? What do you say to the women that say, oh, if he don't got a 6-pack, I ain't rolling with that? You know what I'm saying? What do you say when the man's incomplete? Now all of a sudden it's okay to give him all the harsh criticisms just because he wants a good looking chick, but yet he's worked on himself, and yet even though he's worked on himself, y'all still shit on the guy. So but I get it. She's gonna talk about. I mean, I don't want to do that. But what about when they say about the guys? I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna do that because women tend to do that. They be like, y'all saying this about the women. What about the men? You know, she's mainly sticking out for the women. Yes, it is superficial, but whose fault is it? Why is it like that? Is it nature? Are we designed like that by science? Is it that's just the way we are? Why is it like that?
it's disgusting, but I've just grown to accept it. And fortunately for me, outside of how you see me right now, fortunately for me, I've always been a woman that's known how to put themselves together. I always have known how to do my own hair, always have known how to do makeup, always have tried to maintain my shape, my figure, whatever. I think I have like a more temperamental, well, not temperamental, I would say I have like a more subtle personality when it comes to like dealing with men. For the most part, men that I'm interested in, people that I'm not super interested in, I'll be a little bit more you know, but men that I'm interested in, I know how to just like sit back and just be a girl, you know. I know how to say thank you, I know how to say please, I know how to just not argue all the time, not make a big deal about things that aren't super important to me. Like sometimes if I sit back and be like, okay, I'll let him have this, it's not a big deal, like, you know, I don't always go back and forth. But the thing about it is it's still kind of just rough to spend so much time like on yourself, developing yourself. And the truth of the matter is just the way that society is, a lot of men just don't care about that kind of stuff. So I always like to come and share like positive stuff, but I don't always have something positive to say.
Sound like she got rejected or something.
That was just a lesson that I
don't know. No,
I
she just
learned.
been. I'm pretty sure she's been through the dating phases and
hopefully-
stuff. So you already be sounding jaded about stuff. You know.
Yeah.
I just comes to anything in life. You know.
What they say, hardens the heart.
Maybe you guys can maybe chime off in the comments and tell me if that's been your experience or you figured that out as well, that like men, they just don't really care about all of these accomplishments and stuff like that. As a woman, that's just something that you have to pride on for yourself. Like I have a bachelor's in chemistry, I have a master's in chemistry, I work in real estate, I have you know, what do I say? Wait, what else do I do? Oh, I work in tech sales and stuff. I almost forgot that.
What do you mean by
that? How you forget what you do, bro? That's crazy, bro. That multitasking can get out of hand. I see
that, and literally, I'm like at my job right now, but I do all of this.
She's probably
stuff,
just
and
nervous
I've
in
always
front of the
been able
camera.
to, you know, take care of myself. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to. I'm like a real adult. Like my family put a lot into me, and I put a lot into myself. Like just learning things and being curious
This
about.
honestly, this sounds like a cry out. Please, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, can y'all want me? Please, can I get the pretty men because of this, because of that? Then she tried to accuse the pretty men are just gonna mooch off of you and use you. I've seen it. So what type of men are you looking for then? See, if we was to further investigate, we would get answers. We would get the answers that I already have preconceived answers about. I already know the type of dudes that she's aiming for, and it's not happening, bro. It's not going down like that. It's just not.
Life. And when it comes down to it, a lot of men just want like a pretty woman that's pleasant to be around.
Yes.
Because they have that luxury of not really having to care about the other stuff.
Yes.
If you
a woman that
have it,
respects us and a pleasure to
you're
be
beautiful
around.
on top,
And also help
then
too,
they
of course.
really care. But if you're have it, but you're not really super attractive to them, they don't find you attractive, they will walk right past you, or maybe they'll get with you and use you, like I said, for some of this stuff. If they're not a decent guy, but
That goes both ways anyway. If a female don't find you attractive, it's like, yo, you're not even in her radar. It's like you just like an extra, like just another extra in the movie.
But in her mind, women look for other things. Women make exceptions.
Yeah, they look for other things if you already meet the looks threshold already.
Now, I mean, technically, yeah, but the
because it puts you in two categories. You could be attractive, the one in relationship with you, or you're attractive, the one to sleep with you. Now, if they find you attractive, have a relationship with you, now they're gonna try to figure out what box they're gonna put you in.
I will say that it is a little bit different because you will see women with men that you would never think a girl would be with a guy like that. That is very common. That's a common thing. A guy who's seen as ugly by society gets the prettiest chick ever, and that's usually how it's supposed to go anyway. Like
no, because
it is like that
because these chicks nowadays they be saying I repeatedly
I'm saying
these chicks say they like having ugly dudes, and it usually stems from they're not gonna get attention. That's what it stems from.
Yeah,
this is a reoccurring thing.
But that's not always the case. But I will say this, that women value other things besides, because like I said before, what a lot of guys need to get out of their ass is that just because you look good, that don't mean she's gonna take you serious. You look good, that's great and all. You're gonna get ugly chicks. You're gonna get chicks that are not that attractive. The same thing that she's saying is the same thing for guys. I remember CGA talked about that. He was like, look, you can get in shape and get muscles, but you about to get beluga whales. You about to get knock knee, cockeyed, missing teeth. You about to get those type of chicks to approach you. You're not about to get no Beyonce's to approach you because you're of no substance. You don't have any clout. You don't have any fame. You don't have any power. You're not in any position of leadership. You could be an ugly ass dude, but if you're in a leadership position, I have seen women appeal to guys like that. That is very true. It don't matter what the reason is. It's just that because with that position comes with a certain type of character to be there. They're not gonna just put any dummy there.
So basically some form of status.
And then I said that, and I said this before, all of the strongest dudes, the powerfulest dudes in the world, you could go look at them. None of them were attractive. None of them were pretty. None of them. It was rare that you see a good looking dude and he got the skills with him. It was rare. Most of these dudes were ugly. You could count. Bro, there's so much evidence of this. It's just, it's always been the men have to be more rougher, more stronger than the women because that usually means he can protect you. Ron Wills talks about it. Shout out to Ron Wills. He talked about that. Like pretty ugly men or whatever, ugly men with swagger, whatever the case is. I'm not, today it's changed because of social media, because that's how superficial everything's become. Because today Now you not only have to be successful and have all that, now you have to look good on top of that. That's why you got Jeff Bezos and what's that Facebook dude trying to get abs? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You dudes are like billion because they need to look good. Just having money and clout ain't enough. They want to look good physically because wealthy men understand that looking good for yourself is also a positive. But like I said, there are some things about yourself you can't change. You could get surgery, but even surgery, sometimes you're still gonna come out looking funny. You're either a naturally a good looking person or you're not. It's one of the two. And obviously different strokes for different folks, and everybody has their own different taste in what they like. But like I said, the only reason why a man's femininity is put to the forefront today is because of social media, because of the easy access we have to things. So the things that were valued back then in the men of the old are not valued today because now the women can work and now the women can do this stuff. So now they're judging the men off looks now, which what she just exposed that those women get used by pretty men. And I don't blame them. Because why wouldn't you use them? Because if they're all throwing themselves at one dude and the dude got all these options, why should he settle for you? He should keep using you and keep you as a side piece if you want to stay there. So a lot of men are being judged for their femininity now versus their masculinity back in the day. Even the dude made a video about that. Being confident today as a guy is not the recipe. A lot of girls want you to be negative or low self-esteem because now that makes her feel more powerful standing next to you. It's easier to take advantage of you. It's easier to be around you. A guy who's confident is gonna make her insecure, or he's either A, he's gonna do that, or B, he's gonna have a lot of options. And she don't want to compete. Women today don't want to compete with each other for no man. I don't need no man. You hear this all the time in music. So like I said before, back in the day, a man's value came from what he can give to the world. What can he do for somebody? Not what he looked like. Yes, him being refined, sharpening his beard, looking good, all that stuff is cool and all, but it didn't mean shit if you didn't have no house, you didn't have a car, you didn't have something going on for yourself. You could do all that, look good physically, but just you have no resources, nothing. But a woman is different because she could have none of that. But if she's bad, dudes are gonna make exceptions for her. Now I know dudes will be like, a lot of dudes today are saying, no, I don't want no useless girl. I want a girl that has a good head on her shoulders, blah, 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 blah. But we know by majority, a lot of guys prefer beauty over everything because we can provide that stuff for ourselves. It's not necessary for her to have a house like I have a house because I can provide her a house. So if she's a homeowner, it's great for her, but doesn't mean ish to me. But yeah. Hold on. Wait. Let her finish out.
I feel like something's missing because it's like if you're not their dream girl, they're not gonna go out of their way. So, yeah.
That last part. If they're not their dream girl, you don't want them. They want to work for me. Well, I guess I'll let you go ahead and cook on it.
I mean, I understand her frustrations, but I mean, what she was saying, I mean, it applies to both male and female. Like, if you're not looking a certain way, like they're not going to really pay attention to you. And what she was saying, have men have the luxury to they have the luxury to date for looks because they already built everything for themselves. Now in society, women are not really dating for stability per se because they're able to work, so they're going to look something besides stability. They want something different, just like the men. They could date other things besides the natural born things that men and women gravitate to in a relationship. So at that point, it's like, well, you're gonna have to find something you guys can be compatible with, or just stay single at that point.
I mean, the only thing I gotta say on that is that for the men's side, it's never changed. That's what she's basically saying, because we understand women have always wanted the highest bidder. They always want the best men. That's never changed, no matter what era. What's changed is what type of man. Because if you look at the world's sexiest men back in the 90s, and then you look at the one today, they're completely two different people. They don't even look the same, just off looks alone. Girls back then preferred a hairy man back then, but today they don't. They don't want you to have chest hair. That's why you have all these dudes getting waxed and all that. Back in the day, they didn't get waxed. Them dudes kept their little bare skin on them. They kept that. But today, it's not valued like that. So I will agree with her to the fact that dudes have always valued beauty above everything. I will 100% agree with that. That has not changed for centuries. But what women have valued today has changed, because now they realize, oh crap, dang, I have to pay my own bills. I have to do my own things. We should be together, right? We're equally yoked. No, we're not. Because guess what? There's a girl who's homeless right now, but she's a 10. She looks 10 times better than you. Yeah, you may be responsible. You may be all that. Now, a smart dude's going to look at you and obviously pick you because you're more responsible. You're more this. But a dude who got money, who you think he gives a damn? Why? He's a millionaire. He don't need no accountant. That will be his little accountant right there. Because she looks 10 times better than you. That's never changed. I will 100% agree with her there. That has never changed, and it never will. That has I have yet to see a dude go against that. Now, there is a guy for every type of girl. I will say that. That part she's leaving out the equation. For every type of girl, there is a guy, there is a customer. There's a guy that wants to pull up. I don't care what she look like. There are dudes that'll wife up a whole crazy looking chick and he's happy as the sun. He's just shining. So she's being disingenuous on the part that there are guys that'll accept you. They don't have to be users, quotation marks. They can still, want to be the man in the house. But she talked about if you're not their dream girl, they're not going to pay attention to you. But like I said, I could tell she goes for a certain type of dude. So she got to understand that a lot of y'all competition comes from younger chicks. Y'all power is in y'all beauty and how young y'all can look, because men prefer younger women. Be mad about it all you want, but that's just the way it is. I could be mad all day about why you guys want guys that are 6'6" or 6'5", but I have to accept it as reality that though that is seen as a survival thing, it's deeper. It's like our genetic code. It's just the way we're designed. So I'm gonna leave it off that.
So that's what you guys think in the comment section down below about the whole dating situation and how men and women view each other. So once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you haven't already. If you guys have any recommendations or ideas, you can hit us up on our social media down below. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.